at my dude over there.
Boy, look at all those sneakers, man. You just big time.
I think the biggest reality is, what the DMV needs as far as excitement early in the season. I think it'll be one of the best games for television to restore this incredible, this incredible basketball situation. The job Kevin's doing and the job we want to do here. I just think it's, I just think it's a natural basketball game for the people in our community, and I think many of us, if not all, are going to want a ticket, whether we're on the road or at home. So I just think it's great for the region.
Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Ed got hired, Ed and I have been friends for a long time, and I said, Ed, I said we got to start this game back up, and I think within a month that he was in the area, I think Ed called me. He said, Kev, you're right. He goes, this is such a great basketball community. There's no reason we shouldn't be playing, and we started on it right away. It just, when you inherit a program like Ed did and like I did, your schedules are kind of tied out for 2 or 3 years. And we wanted to get it done, but we also wanted to make sure that we didn't put ourselves in a bad situation to start. So it probably took an extra year to get it done, but that was because I wanted to balance out Ed's schedule. I wanted to balance out our schedule. And we wanted to do it, like Ed said, at the beginning of the season to really kick off college basketball.
And obviously you have the relationship. I mean, when you said that you wanted, and Kevin, we can start with you on this one. Wanted to bring back this game. Do you guys go to drinks, get dinner? What's that situation like?
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky. I think Ed's one of the best college basketball coaches in the game. From an XO standpoint, from try to defend him after a timeout. You're always like you're terrified of. He's got 9,000 plays in his playbook. I just been very lucky to call Ed a friend. We were in the Big East together for 12 years. We were in the MAC against each other for 3 years. I just have so much respect for the way Ed coaches, the job he did at Providence, the job he's going to do at Georgetown. And it's just, to go up against him, to me, it's a great challenge and it's a great honor.
And how about you?
I would echo that. We're going back to our Iona Fairfield days. As we are trying to literally learn how to run an organization, learn how to coach. And it's always a fun game as well. Super competitive. We get on one another. But there's always a phone call after. There's always, hey, how you doing? How's your family doing? How are your children doing? Kevin was great when we came to the district. Hey, how are you adjusting? Here's some restaurants to look at. Here's the places that you should think about living. So this goes past just the coaching aspect. And a lot of people talked about the rivalry and why Georgetown didn't play and why Maryland didn't play. I'm always going to respect that tradition. I'm always going to respect that legacy for those who didn't want to. It's a different day and age today. It really is. And I think the people in our community, quite frankly, deserve a game like this. I really do. Right. And it is our goal. And I don't want to speak for Kevin. I want to speak for myself. If we can keep the best players in the DMV at our college and university, we're going to find ourselves at the top of the heap more often than not, because the talent here is so great. The skill level is so great. The grassroots coaching, the high school coaching, I think it's the best in all of America. And if we can keep those young men and women home, Georgetown University, Maryland are going to be two super competitive programs.
And to that point, I mean, when outside looking in, I guess from when you weren't here, and then now since you've been here, what have you noticed about the DMV and hoops, and when DC hoops, be it collegiately, pro, like is buzzing, what that's like in this area?
I can feel it. I mean, obviously we didn't have the season I wanted to have in year one, giving ourselves some grace on development and reestablishing ourselves. But I can feel the angst of people wanting Georgetown and Maryland to be great, not even good, right? When you look at these two historical programs, people got spoiled and won. I mean, everybody won. So we're now trying to come in and recapture that emotion, recapture that feeling. And it's every day you hear it. Hey, I think we're going to be good. I can't wait to support you guys. And the very first question I got coming off the podium last year, We play in Maryland. We play in Maryland. So, and the word "we" is what resonated. Is not "Are you playing Maryland?" What resonated with me is "Are we?" So when I feel that, it's just a lot of energy and excitement behind it, and I think everybody will get behind this rivalry once again.
Kevin, I imagine you probably echo those sentiments and had those same, questions about Georgetown when you got this job a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was actually the first question I got in my press conference was, are we going to start the, and once you live in this area for a little bit, there's nowhere you can't go that you don't get a great basketball fan base. I mean, whether it's high school basketball, AAU basketball, college, we're lucky to have the Wizards right down the road. This is a basketball crazy town, and it's something that's great to be part of. And I think this game is just going to add to the excitement come early November that, high school basketball is just starting to get going again in early November. And I mean, you go to any of the WCAC games and you can't get a seat. It's so much fun. So for Ed and I to kind of work together and get this done, I think it's just great for the community.
A couple more from me. Ed, what is it like to you kind of both touched on it, but you're your friends now. What is it like to coach against that guy over there?
Like, he comes out and he traps. He comes out full court pressure. He'll go to his matchup zone. If you have a young team that say they're in man, they're in zone, they're in man. So I'm like, oh, Kevin's in his bag right now. Sideline out of bounds. I think he's one of the best in the country coming out of timeout, sideline out, baseline out. I think his late game situations are elite. And the thing is, he always has an incredible staff. So, we're going to recruit against each other, just about every year. And you got to separate the business from the personal side because I have such deep love, and I use the word love and admiration for Kevin as we've come up in the business together, right? And the fact that we're still doing it at the highest level goes toward our family, goes toward the people that we've had around us. I just have a lot of respect for what has done in our business and the lives that he's changed. I mean, I've seen it firsthand, at now his third school of impacting people's lives. And that's something that we got into the business for.
And Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something, it's unique. There's not too many times where you first get your first head coaching job, and Fairfield was Ed's first head coaching job, and you're going against each other and you're trying to learn. And I still remember, in our league meetings in the MAC, me asking Ed about what do you do on travel, and just picking his brain and just remembering how much he's helped me throughout the years. Even being at Seton Hall, when I was at Seton Hall, it was always a phone call. And the one thing I could say about Ed Cooley is he's always going to pick up the phone, and he will always be there for you. We probably had 14 of the best days in Lima, Peru that I've ever spent with anybody. I got to see him eat a peanut butter and jelly. And I said, ever since that moment, he's been like,
you froze there for a second. Start over something about a peanut butter. You froze at the worst time. Tell Lima, Peru, and a peanut butter and jelly, and go.
We spent 14 days in Lima, Peru, doing the Pan American Games together, and I got to see Ed eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in his underwear on his bed as we're trying to scout Spain, and truly became like a brother because I had so much respect watching him and working for him really on his staff during that, seeing how good he was in-game adjustments, how good he was at scouting, to sit there and almost be part of his staff. He's one of the best in the business, and just been lucky to call him a friend for so long.
Ed, what kind of impact did this peanut butter and jelly in Peru? What can you share? And now you got to share a story about Kevin too.
So yeah, we're in Peru. I mean, I think they had some of the best coffee we've ever had. We're both coffee savants, I would say. And like we thought, we're very spoiled in our business, as you know, and we go into this village living, and I think there was 8 of us, if I'm not, maybe 10 of us in a 5x5 suite. And then, because you had to go across way, so we ended up getting peanut butter and jellies. And Kevin made the peanut butter and jelly. He was very aggressive on the peanut butter, though. Like my jaw is still locked from it was dry. The jelly, he put minimum jelly. He said, Ed, you got to lose some weight. but here's some protein with, with your peanut butter. So, but what a great experience. And, during the game, we served as like 3 head coaches, Mike Martin being the other one who's the head coach at Brown. And just to be able to pick his brain, hey, what you thinking? What would you do in this situation? I thought it was a great team. I really did. I thought we had a great team of coaches going against, arguably the second best world championship team. And I think Argentina lost in the gold medal game, if I'm not mistaken, to France that year. But it just was a great experience to spend that amount of time. And we were exhausted by the time we got home, exhausted.
I have a picture in my house of me and Ed passed out on the plane. Someone took a picture. We're both leaning up against each other and someone snapped a picture. And but it was like, I couldn't wait to get home, but at the same time, I didn't want it to end. It was like being back in college. We had
a good time. We did. We had a damn good time.
Okay, so a couple things. We're wrapping up. One, can you have John send me that picture, because that sounds amazing. If you can snap a picture of the picture and have John send it to me, that would be fantastic. And we know what the pregame meal is in 2025 when you guys meet. I mean, I think each year you got to throw some peanut butter and jelly in that pregame meal. What do you think?
No problem. Done deal. Done deal.
Awesome. Is there anything?
Less peanut butter though. Less peanut butter.
Less, not so dry. Is there anything else you guys want to share? This has been great. I really appreciate your time hearing these stories and just seeing the relationship with you guys. Like it was a no-brainer that this was going to happen. But I think you guys made a lot of local college hoops fans happy by bringing this back. Is there anything else that either of you want to say or share with us about your teams, your relationship, or anything under the sun? Bronny James, I don't know, whatever you want.
I would think, at the end of the day, basketball has been a gift to me. I'm pretty sure it's been a gift to Coach Willard. And I just think the energy and excitement around the game, the build up to the game, I think it's just going to help everyone in our community. I think it's going to restore a tradition, some energy. There'll be, I think the restaurants will be full. I think there'll be a lot of milk and cookies that'll be passed around before the game, right? With a little bit of excitement in it. It's just, I'm just very fortunate to be in this seat, very fortunate to have the relationship I have with Kevin and his staff, and just looking forward to us making this an annual thing as the two of us continue to lead our programs. And I'm always going to wish them the best of luck and always cheer for Kevin.
Yeah, same thing, Heather. I mean, I know where Ed's going to get Georgetown. I've seen it firsthand at 2 different programs, so I know what Georgetown's going to be. I know how good of a program he's going to get that to be. So it's just going to be something that University of Maryland, with our unbelievable tradition, Georgetown with their unbelievable tradition, the job Ed's going to do, the job we're going to do here. I just think it's going to be something that every year this area is going to look forward to. This area is going to get excited about. And this area is it's just be something that is probably long overdue, and that's okay. I'm just glad we're getting it going, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun doing it.